After a decade of attempts, Finance Minister Colm Imbert says government will make an adjustment to pass the Trinidad and Tobago Revenue Authority Bill 2021 with a simple majority. Speaking in the Senate on Tuesday, Mr. Imbert says there have been numerous attempts in the past to get this bill on stream. However, he notes that the bill was not supported by the opposition in 2018 and 2019 and remains that the UNC has outright stated it will continue to use its numbers so that the 3/5 majority cannot be achieved. The minister says the previous bill required a special majority since they sought to confer the powers, authorities and privileges of members of the police service on persons who were to be appointed by the T&T Revenue Authority and not on public officers.
The Trinidad and Tobago Revenue Authority Bill 2021 is very different in that sole respect, because what we are doing is conferring those powers of which I just spoke on public officers appointed by the Public Service Commission. And that avoids the need for a special majority.
Mr. Imbert believes a revenue authority is urgently needed during this time.
That is why a TTRA is required, because we have a tax gap that could be anywhere between $5 billion and more per annum, and we are highly inefficient in terms of dealing with the taxpayer.
The finance minister says the bill is identical to the previous bill that was accepted by a joint select committee a couple of years ago, with the exception of the one policy to solve the deadlock. Chief Executive Officer of AmCham Nirad Tiwari said one of the organization's recommendations for the upcoming budget is a National Recovery Fund. Mr. Tiwari said the fund will have government representation, ideally through the public service.
But the recovery fund, what we are suggesting is that it be established outside of the current, outside of the consolidated fund, so outside of the general government bank account, it be managed by an independent board. And we can figure out how we get that independent board of.
Mr. Tiwari warned that the fund should be managed by an independent body and discussed how revenue can be added to the fund.
And the money can come from the private sector and individuals who see the need for larger transformative investments in the country and can get future tax credit.
Mr. Tiwari was speaking on TTT's The Now morning show.